Hi, everyone, and welcome to the special Friday night show on SGCR. We hope you're tuning in from a comfortable place tonight because we're about to have some fascinating conversations coming up. We teamed up with the good folks from Planet Her to bring you DISQUIET, exploring the emotional and creative connections between cities. Planet Her's project has been engaging creators from all over the world to present their cities through moods, telling stories of the sights, sounds, and people with a descriptive mood that best represents everything that's going on. For those tuning in from the rest of the world, we at Singapore Community Radio showcase the creative communities that exist around our country, stretching across music, film, arts, literature, entrepreneurship, and more. We'd like to thank Planet Her for engaging us in this ongoing project, and to keep up with our work, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and our website at sgcommunityradio.com. And of course, follow us on Twitch. For today's segment, we have curators from Singapore with the talented Charlie Children, who also recently launched a new collaborative collection, and Wavy the creator and Jess, Finesse, Chibueze, appearing all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. These curators will talk about DISQUIET and what it means for their respective cities. Let's listen in.
Here, man.
Right. Hello, everyone. I know there's people tuning in from multiple different time zones. It's morning here in Toronto. My name is Anna Wiesen. I'm the creative director of a Toronto-based creative studio called Somewhere Else. And we're here talking about our project, Thanks so much for having us on this show. So we started as a team when the pandemic started as a way to continue to explore global creativity and collaborating between cities and exploring content through cities, senses, and moods. We just launched our second collaboration today, so it's presently live on planetha.com. And we are joined by some of the amazing creatives who collaborated with us on this project. So we've got Wavy the creator from Lagos on the line. We've got the team from Tell Your Children in Singapore on the line as well. And yeah, we're going to kick it off and talk on this show today about the collaboration that came together. Wavy actually wrote a song for this collaboration, and Tell Your Children created a really amazing animation video to accompany it. And yeah, we're going to kick it off actually with just playing the video so everyone can see, and then we'll get into a discussion on the creative collaboration. So cue it up.
Sun will rise again. Oh, and even though the rains be pouring down, there is war, but that's okay. Looking back, it's always change. There is war, but that's okay. Looking back, it's never the same. How can we notice that there's a world that's suffering and mourning still? Others' blood we shed as if for nothing still. What can I do? This world, oh no, this world, no, this world. Oh no, this world. Pain we cause is too much to bear. Universe is giving us life to share. Let me know if you have some to spare. Oh no, no, no. I treat you like a brother, you treat me like a sister. You say you need a shoulder, I'll be there till it's over. I treat you like a brother, you treat me like your sister. You say you need a shoulder, I'll be there. Oh, how can we notice that there's a world that's suffering and mourning still? Others' blood we shed as if for nothing still. What can I do? This world, oh no, this world, no, this world, oh no, this world. I love you, you love me, we are one big family. I love you, you love me, we are one big family. Yeah, don't you know when this is war? Don't you know when you're afraid, when be sad, when be lonely, when be hurt, when be cold, we together it's all. We can conquer it all. We can fight till the end. No, no. My cold is my thunder. You know it's my thunder. My cold is my thunder. You can hear it in my voice. I love it till it's over, 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 till it's over. There is war. There is war. There is war. There is war.
All right, so you just watched the music video, This War, This World, by the artist Wavy, the creator, and the music video itself, the animations were created by Singapore-based creative studio Tell Your Children. We are joined by both Wavy, the creator, and Dion, Denise, and JL from Tell Your Children. And we're going to talk about how this collaboration came about. So as mentioned at the top, in case you missed it, is a content platform that's exploring moods across cities. And we're kind of using the pandemic as a way to connect with creatives across the world and explore the different moods that are coming up in our cities, and trying to create something collaboratively from afar, all using the powers of the internet and Zoom calls and email back and forths to create something new. So want to talk about the process a little bit. We connected Wavy, the creator, and Tell Your Children. We paired them together. We all got on a big phone call and we wanted to discuss the moods in our city. When we connected with Wavy, it was a really, and still is a tumultuous time for Lagos. Lagos youth were in the midst of anti-SARS protests, and Wavy definitely was speaking to us about this and kind of really wanted to express a mood that she was feeling at the time. And we kind of all landed on Disquiet. And I think we were all really surprised on the call when Wavy said, well, I'm just going to write a song about this and then Tell Your Children can make a video to it. I don't think we were expecting Wavy to just casually pull up something unique for this, which is amazing. So Wavy, do you want to talk to us a little bit about the song, the inspiration behind it, what Disquiet means to you? I think we're just having a little, maybe.
Sorry.
Wait, you muted. Oh, there she is.
Hi. Sorry. Yeah,
No worries.
when we got together for the first Zoom call, I think it was very interesting to just see where everyone was at, in the different time zones and experiencing different things at the same time. And that period, we had just come out of the Black Lives Matter going into the NSARS protests that were going on in Nigeria. So I felt like it was very important for me to kind of express the emotions that I was feeling and then what everyone else, was just basically going through in those times. And I think when we came up with the word disquiet, I think it fit perfectly because it's basically a word that talks about, worry and being at like unease and stuff like that. So I wanted to kind of almost do the opposite of that and kind of like reach out to people through the words of the songs and the feeling they get when they listen to the song and basically just express just basically hope and love and just telling people that no matter what we're facing together, as long as we're working together, we can, make a change and make a difference in, the world. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that one of the first jumping points for the inspiration for the visuals of the animation were the lyrics. I think shortly after we had that first call, you went to writing, and then at some point you sent the lyrics over via email. And then, Tell Your Children, do you maybe want to speak a little bit to how the lyrics were a starting point for the animations? I don't know which one of you wants to hop in, but go for it.
Okay, so I think I was quite inspired by the first line, which is like the sun will rise again even though the rain's been pouring down. And I remember Singapore was having a bit of like a very, very rainy weather, and it was super unusual for us. And I think that feeling of like wanting to see the sun like after the rain is gone, I thought that was something that I thought that was just an image that stuck with me. And it was an image that I wanted to bring forward in the music video. And so we kind of leapt off from there.
Yeah, amazing. And the music video itself is it's fairly simple. I feel like Wavy's message really comes through. Were you inspired to how, I know there was quite a bit of back and forth in terms of kind of matching the lyrics to the animations. How did you kind of excel in mastering or mixing those things where it was very abstract, yet also really fit with like the beat of the song. And it wasn't really too, too, where am I going with this? It's still really early here in Toronto. But I guess what I'm asking is like, you found a really beautiful balance between making it abstract and letting Wavy's music shine through, while still having a lot of symbolism. And there was like the rain and the nature elements. So how did you work to make it, like, was there an ultimate goal that you wanted the video to feel hopeful itself, or?
I think, I feel like in part, I personally took some cues from Wavy's lyrics itself and the sound of the music, because I know that she was singing about something and writing about something that was honestly like very tough and very terrifying. But I felt that her lyrics were hopeful, especially that's the part about the brother and the sister and about kind of rebuilding a family. And so from there, like I think the only thing I had envisioned was creating images that looked dreamy, in a sense that it was something hopeful. And again, taking cue from the rain, after the rain's gone, you have this humidity in the air. And so I think we just went for this dream-like look, or like a dream for the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
think like after like Denise and I discussed, after seeing Wavy's lyrics, we really felt like this is the moment to, instead of making something something that feels so angry, like the whole dreamy look brings it back to the humidity where it's very warm, and like it will be a visual that brings peace back to someone despite like all this going on. It was a great thing for us to work on as well, because I think it was very serene after it all came out.
Yeah, it's definitely beautiful. The visuals, the kind of pastel tones and the contrasts are really striking. Wavy, what were your first reactions when you saw everything come together, when Tell Your Children started sharing the mood boards? Did you feel like it was reflective of what you were thinking, or did you think it brought something entirely new that you couldn't have thought of? I'm just curious of what your initial reactions were to the work.
Based off the, when we were going back and forth in the email thread and things, based off of the mood board that we all agreed on, I think I kind of had an idea of the direction that it was going to go, but I felt like the final results, I liked how everything came together. Even the just the little clips of me, listening to the song and singing to the lyrics also. I think it was a very good mix of everything, and I liked the representation of each animation they used, to kind of, in a way, match up the words as we, had discussed previously. So yeah, I did like the video very much.
Amazing. Yeah, we're going to move on to the next, unless there's any other final words anyone wants to say about the collaboration itself. Anyone want to jump in, Wavy or Tell Your Children? No, we're gonna jump in to listen to some music. We asked Wavy and we asked Tell Your Children to send us a song that represents the mood of their city right now. So we're gonna start listening to 2 songs. The first one's the one that Wavy selected, and then the next one is one that Tell Your Children selected. And then we're gonna continue this conversation.
Johnny just drop, now person shoot them down. Johnny where they innocent, Johnny where they new in town. Then kill him for no just cause. Nobody fit come up for house, they no born us. Johnny no get privilege, but Johnny want more. He want go study, Johnny say he want be doctor. In family die for the same flaws when in blood pour. Why we no Phoebe one bros? Why you wasting all the blood for? She not religion, I be culture, I be politician with a sponsor. What's in the thing where the cost war? Where you no stop to the drop blood? Why do you need it to swing the machete? What's the point of the gunshot? Pause. Johnny just drop. drop. For no just cause. Go. Johnny come, Johnny go. Johnny just completing youth service. Passing out tomorrow, so the guys them do party. For the place, where the boys them they meet usually. 1 or 2 drinks to relax, nobody say them too shark. Time don't go, night don't show, me the Congo house. Who stand for a road, make a horn no, na him po shout. Back there, where your particulars and where? Do you think that you are going like this? Ni oyi ale. Erupele my bed, never saw a Jew in my tech. When I don't run, go chop life, but you give me in my share. Before they talk one, they say shut up. Small boy, who that shoe lever? Talk more, I go cut gun. Small time, it up pull trigger. Don't kill him. Gonna have a short break.
This is what we see in Nigeria. See what they are causing. See, they are releasing fire. They are releasing fire. Releasing fire. This is Lekki Toll Gate. This is Lekki Toll Gate. Soldiers have been sent down here. This is Lekki Toll Gate, shooting at the Protestants.
Everybody say yeah. Johnny just dropped. Now Popo shoot him down. This motherfucking trigger happen, nigga. Just cause unnecessary sorrow for him family shot. All because them no oblige you when you ask for some cash. No fucking threats, no weapons. Just him and his guys in his car. You have the guts to tell me you accidentally discharged. Madman, waka, you be bloody bastard. You waste a life and try to tell me that you sorry after. Trying times and dark days, it's just becoming darker. It's still the same sad story, just another chapter. Johnny dropped for Borno, Johnny fight for Plateau. Some blame it on religion, some they fight for Malu. Johnny dropped for Lagos cause a foolish man overdo. If Johnny continue to drop, and your melo lo maku, and your melo lo maku, and your melo lo maku.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. We are here with Wavy, the creator, and Tell Your Children from Singapore. And Wavy is calling in from Lagos. And we just saw 2 songs, each selected by Wavy, one selected by Wavy, the creator, and the other selected by Tell Your Children to represent the mood of their city right now. So I'd love to hear from Wavy. Tell us a little bit about that song that you chose. Why did you choose that one? Give us a little context.
The artist I chose was Fowles, and the name of the song is called Johnny, and basically he's just singing about the experience of a young Nigerian youth in and the experiences and things that we go through with the SARS and, you know, the reason why the whole movement started in the first place. And I really, when I saw, I think he put out the song about 2 months ago. So when I saw that, I kind of just related to some of the stuff he was saying. And I think he really portrayed the pain and the suffering that happens just because there's this unit that really don't follow, the protocols and things they're supposed to follow and go, and really just don't have any rules, and it causes people to lose their lives and, family losing kids and things like that. So I really just thought it was a good representation of the NSARS protest. That's why I chose it.
Thanks for sharing. Tell your children. What about you?
I think we picked the song that we picked because of, first shout out to Fox, who is a really, really good local artist.
Oh, I think you muted yourself. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, sorry. So I think the reason why we picked it was because I think Fox released that song at the end of 2020. So I think and he's in this new phase where he's a producer that produces quite a lot of like really good hip hop beats. But this new project that he's doing called Altruism, he's really focusing on rhythm, harmony, and improvisation. So I think that we felt that kind of like resonated with a bit of how we want to take things, especially is being in Singapore. Like we want to continue evolving, we want to continue like improvising and trying to adapt to the changes of, with the pandemic and everything. And I think that him releasing the album, his new album towards the end of 2020 with that song as the first track, I think that really kind of set the tone in the sense of like starting the new year being a bit more hopeful. So it starts with Good Morning by Sunrise, and the whole album is just his own experimentation with musical instruments, with like just playing live. So I think that that's something that we really wanted to shout out and plug.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Cool. We're going to move into the next segments of this show. I'm going to pass the mic on over to someone from the Somewhere Else and Her team, the lovely Kaylin Fantasia. She works a lot with artists on our team. And if you visit planetha.com, so if you visit her, you'll see that you can explore the collaborations that we create. So the latest one being the This War, This World music video created by Wavy, the creator, and Tell Your Children. But there are also curations that you can explore. So basically, you can basically virtually travel to Singapore and Lagos, and also Toronto and Los Angeles from the first collaboration, thanks to the work and contributions of some curators on our site. So I'll let Kaylin speak to that a little bit more, and then we have some more guests to join that discussion. So Kaylin, take it away.
Thanks, Anna. Hi, everyone. I'm Kaylin, and as Anna mentioned, I work on the artist side of Somewhere Else. So with that, I've had the pleasure of working with our curators to dive into the moods in their cities and explore the sights, the sounds, smells, tastes, and features of the places that they call home. And what's really interesting about that is with, globalization and everyone kind of moving around, this concept of home is, a really unique approach to looking into, the different things that are happening in the city that you're living in right now. So the curation side, with us not really being able to travel right now, how curators enable us to virtually explore the global creativity of each city. So for this collaboration in particular, we reached out to creatives, tastemakers, and community leaders in Singapore and Lagos and asked them to highlight the people, places, and things that speak to the distinct moods of their cities. So on today's episode, we have curator Jess Finesse from Lagos, who we were introduced to actually from a member of our team, Lika. So thanks to Lika for introducing us. Jess is a music curator and lifestyle and cultural influencer currently existing in Lagos, Nigeria. Originally born in Virginia, curiosity and passion sparked her desire to move to make Lagos home in 2016. And since then, accumulation of music, podcasting, and lifestyle content creation have been the mediums she's used to participate in Lagos's volatile yet peculiarly intoxicating society. So everyone, and welcome Jess Finesse. Hey Jess, how's it going? Jess, you gotta unmute yourself there.
Oops, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome. Hey, Kaylin. That was a really awesome introduction. So thank you. And you really did well with my name. So shout out to you.
Yeah, thanks. I've been practicing. You know, it's important. Names are really important. So I'm glad we nailed that. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm groovy. I'm good.
Groovy. I like that. Yeah. So let's chat a little bit more about kind of like the mood of what's happening in Lagos, kind of jumping off what Wavy's talked about. How are the people in Lagos feeling? Like what's the mood? What's the energy of the city right now?
So I feel like I have to make a disclaimer. Lagos, I mean, I think this is something that can apply to any city in the world, but at least for Lagos, because that's where I live, 1,000 people can have like 1,000 different versions of Lagos that they exist in. So the Lagos that, Wavy experiences could be very different from mine. The Lagos that I experience could be very different from my neighbor. And the Lagos that, the security of my, neighborhood experience could be very different, right? So understanding that the version of Lagos that I'm experiencing is very different from like a lot of people within the same city. So when I thought about how Lagos was feeling, I think one mood, I mean, this is not technically a mood, but I'm going to use it as a mood, so just permit me, that I think cuts across like all socioeconomic like tiers, all classes and stuff is tenacious or tenacity. I think just like Wavy had said, like it's really weird to know that this End SARS movement or this latest one that spread across the whole world just happened like a couple months ago. And, we've gone back into the swing of things. I mean, we kind of were forced to, like our government still hasn't acknowledged anything. And we still have to hustle, we still have to eat. So it's this whole theme of like never giving up. No matter what is thrown our way, we still have to get up. We still got to go to work. We still got to make money. We still got to live and take care of our families and commune with one another. So I think if I had to just use a descriptive word or an adjective, it would be tenacious.
Yeah, that's great. And, I think what people will see through your creations is, that peeking behind the curtain of what we kind of normally experience when we travel to different places, like often when we travel, we're going to a place with, a lot of privilege because we've saved money to go visit that place. And, we're like, traveling and seeing those like tourist sites and spending money on these like nice restaurants and things like that. And what I really appreciated about your curations is, really kind of peeking behind the curtain of what your personal perspective on Lagos is. And I really like what you said about, one city is not going to have a mood that applies to everybody. Like the way that Wavy feels in Lagos is going to be different from how you feel in Lagos. So yeah, I appreciate you telling us about that. And just based on kind of, what's happening culturally and like socio-politically, do you feel like there's a shift happening in the energy and the mood of the city? Does it feel like, the current mood is going to be there for a while?
Right. I think, okay, so before there was, for me, I think before there was room for people to be ignorant or like oblivious to the things that go on in Lagos and in the country of Nigeria as a whole. But I think what happened a few months ago, no one can feign ignorance anymore. So I think that enlightenment, that collective global enlightenment that we've all received has definitely caused a shift. Now, even though it's caused a shift and we're all like aware, just using the theme of the veil, like you said, the veil has been lifted over, a lot of our eyes. I'm still a bit like, I don't want to say pessimistic, but I'm just like, based on my personality, I'm like, okay, what next? Like, I need to see things happening. And as of right now, just like Wavy said, like things are definitely not as bad as what happened in October. But there is this sense of like, I'm almost kind of sad that we've gone back to normal, because I'm like, okay, if we go back to normal, it's very easy for us to forget about what happened, or, you know, we're very, like I said, tenacious. Like many types of instances of chaos have happened in Lagos and happened in Nigeria, and we have to deal with it. We barely get time to process, and then we have to keep pushing. So the shift is there. I would like to probably see more like front facing things happening around, but at the same time, I understand that like that's not how things go. Like everyone has to keep it moving, and you do have to work and process and exist and process and do balance all these things at once. So there's definitely a shift. I can't tell you what will happen in the next 3 months. I can't tell you what will happen in the next 1 year, but at least I can say everybody is aware. Nobody can say that they don't know what's going on, and we're trying to push regardless.
Yeah, I hear that. And one thing that I've really enjoyed through, you know, your curations and like being able to feel like more immersed in understanding and starting to kind of like piece together the culture of Lagos is really this like underlying energy of like youth and like young people really kind of pushing for change and like movement. And we're seeing that a lot in the art that's coming out of Lagos. So I was doing a little bit of research on this Alte movement. So, you know, kind of this concept of there's a lot of exports that people across the world are like used to, and, you know, Burna Boy, Wizkid, people know those artists. But what's this kind of like movement that's happening, and like how do you feel like that's contributing to the mood and culture of Lagos?
Right. So I think our saving grace is the youth in this country. Like, I'm not even to sound cliche, but it really is the youth. Our country, from a general standpoint, our country is very conservative. Lagos is probably the most progressive city out of the country. And even despite its progressiveness, we still have a lot of, you know, backwards thinking. You know, our elders are still, you know, stuck in their ways. They're the ones that are kind of causing us not even to be able to progress. So it's funny because it's so funny because Wavy would be considered like one of when the Alte movement was it was still in its bubbling stages. It's now since like broken from the cages that it was confined in at one point. But when it was at its like peak stages, when it was this thing, like people were still not giving it its respect. Like Wavy was one of the prominent, you know, artists that were associated with the movement. But like thinking of Alte to me is basically, so there are all these confines that Nigerian culture is, whether it's because of colonialism and, you know, them imposing, you know, what they think is civilization or the right way to do things. And there's a lot of people that are still in that bondage, right? I'm going to say the elders. So, you know, the young people come out and they're like, we can't, like, this is not me. Or maybe because of enlightenment, or because whether you want to say you've traveled, or, you know, media or the internet has shown you that, wow, there's so many different, you know, cultures that I can resonate with and explore and like merge into my own, you know, traditions and things like that. And it's just this marriage of multiple cultures. And it's almost like saying at first there was a lot of resistance to the movement, because it's like, this is not the right way to do things. How dare you come and like, you know, not do your art like this, or not dress like this, or not speak like this. And we're literally like, we don't resonate with that. And we can't, like, it's literally stifling our creativity, our mental, you know, our mental state, everything about us. We want to exist and be free. So it's a movement that was championed by youth. It's since become like way more popularized now, but it's literally like people saying, I want to do what I want to do. Like, I'm not going to say because I'm a Nigerian woman, I have to fit this mold. Because I'm this, I have to fit this mold. It's literally being able to dabble in whatever you want to do. The reason why it's considered Alte, or Alte is like short form for the word alternative, is because like maybe in Toronto or like Virginia, where I came from, me acting and dressing the way I act is considered normal. Like no one, I guess I was considered fashionable even in Virginia, or I'd be considered fashionable even to people like living, you know, in the Western world. But it was normal. You come to Lagos and it's like, oh my God, you're dressing like this. This is weird. We're not used. At one point, it's like, we're not used to this. Oh my God, this is weird. This is weird. And that's how, you know, that's how I was brought into the movement. So I felt very at home. I felt very welcomed by that, group of demographic of people, because it's like, bro, I resonate with this. This is so cool. So Alta has definitely been a form of like showing to being tenacious, of being liberated. It was birthed from disquietness. So it kind of merges everything that Ha is highlighting with, this collaboration.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I definitely, the idea of like intersectionality and like trying to, push for what feels authentic to you and like putting that art out into the world is something that I really admire with what's happening, in 2020. And, with a lot of time and reflection that we've had this year, I'm hoping that, you'll continue to see that movement grow in Lagos as well as here. And yeah, for everyone who's going to be checking out the website, Jess's moods that she curated on were liberated and disquiet. So I definitely think that, what you were just speaking to really speaks to those two moods. So I want to get into the music that you selected. So I honestly listened to both of your playlists, your Flexus playlists yesterday. I was just like working away. They're amazing. So I really appreciate your ear and your curatorial taste. So when we asked you just about, kind of what music represents the mood that's happening in Lagos right now, you chose DRB, Last Giddy, Alte. So we're gonna cue that up, and then we can chat about it when we get back.
Awesome.
Remember that, yeah. Used to call me weird. Wear what I want, now you want what I wear. You done they here, you done they vex. All our girls find cosign if I'm fresh. All my clothes straight, that's why I don't press. Laces on tight and still I don't trip. Heard you talking you with some old lips. Bet against me, you gon' need some more chips. Okay now, them done they slide, no playground. With the monkey bars, I am ace guy. Ain't on the ground where the trains are, nigga. They wanna take shots, no trigger.
Why baby, see it makes sense, why no look your way. Why baby, body banging like no way I'm moving. Why baby, see it makes sense, why no look your way. Why baby, body banging like no way I'm moving. Our vibes are hot there. Our vibes are hot there.
I could take it to the stars. Come and take a ride with me. Spaceship to Mars. John Suey, you go die for me. I did young anyhow. Cause this girl makes sense enough. I'm tryna keep it real. So I pull up in the Benzema. I'm an hotel guy. Looking for an hotel pie. The kind of wear the kicks in the sundress. Yeah, that's an hotel vibe.
Why baby, see it makes sense, why no look your way. Why baby, body banging like no way I'm moving. Why baby, see it makes sense, why no look your way. Why baby, body banging like no way I'm moving. Our vibes are hot there. Our vibes are hot there. I can't take care if I live. I call Americana. I don't see her every day. But I call her when I can. Doing bad things on the FaceTime, oh. Bad things on the FaceTime, oh. And her backside incredible. Why baby, see it makes sense, why no look your way. Why baby, body banging like no way I'm moving. Why baby, see it makes sense, why no look your way. Why baby, body banging like no way I'm moving. Our vibes are hot there. Our vibes are hot there.
So that was Alte. honestly, I love seeing people having a good time in a video. It like breaks my heart that we can't do that right now, but
you know,
it's the vibe is there. Jess, do you want to tell us a little bit more about the track?
Yeah, so DRV Last Giddy is a collective of 3 really talented guys, TZ, Fresh L, and Bodge. And they literally coined the word, like that's where from that group, that's where the word actually stemmed from. And they actually have a album called Pioneer, like Alte Pioneers. So the song is literally, if we had an anthem, like that would probably contend to be the song of like our movement. It's titled Alte. The visuals embody what the movement really is. It's a bunch of really cool, fashionable young people that do not care about what society is saying. We're gonna do this thing the way we want to do it, and we're gonna exist the way we want to exist, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you like, shun us. If you like, insult us. If you like, gatekeep us and prevent us from entering to the spaces that we're trying to enter into. It's a declaration of just like so many different things that there's a sector of Lagos that believes in that movement. So like I said, it's definitely more popular now. Way more people. It's funny because, and I don't know if Wavy can like attest to this. I remember when this movement was still like bubbling, and people would make fun of me and like how I dressed, and they'll say they're doing it in jest and stuff, but I'm just like, I don't know. No, this is pretty. It was really getting to me. But now, like things that we used to wear, like maybe like 3-4 years ago, everybody's wearing it. Just like in the beginning, what Fresh L said, everyone is wearing it. People are doing those things. People literally will look up people like Wavy or look up certain people that were heavily associated with the movement and be like, yeah, I want to dress like this. Like they'll tell their stylist, get me an outfit like this. I want to shoot a video like this. I want to sound like this. I want to be like this. So it's really, really a testament to like a couple years ago, we weren't getting any love, and now it's embodied in popular culture. So the song's awesome. If anyone needs to know what the Alte movement is about, I would probably show them that video to tell them.
Amazing. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Well, I think that's it for our session, but I wanted to thank everyone for joining us. It's been a pleasure to talk to you all. I know we're in 3 different time zones right now, so even just being able to do this is such a wonderful experience for us. And so the collaboration too is live on planetha.com. So anyone who's tuned into the Twitch or is watching this later, please go check it out. You can catch Wavy's video up on there. There's some interviews. Jess's curations are up on there. And appreciate everyone, TYC, Jess, Wavy, everyone for, giving their time and just like collective energy and positivity into this collaboration. It's been a real pleasure to work with everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Shout out SGCR for the back end stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sun will rise again. And even though the rains be pouring down, there is war, but that's okay. Looking back, it's always change. There is war, but that's okay. Looking back, it's never the same. How can we notice that there are world that's suffering and mourning still? All this blood we shed as if for nothing still. What can I do? This world, oh no, this world, oh no, this world, oh no, this world. Pain we cause is too much to bear. Universe just giving us life to share. Let me know if you have some to spare. Oh no, no, no. I treat you like a brother, you treat me like a sister. You say you need a shoulder, I'll be there till it's over. I treat you like a brother, you treat me like your sister. You say you need a shoulder, I'll be there. Oh, how can we notice that there are world that's suffering and mourning still? All this blood we shed as if for nothing still. What can I do? This world, oh no, this world, oh no, this world, oh no, this world. I love you, you love me. We are one big family. I love you, you love me. We are one big family. Yeah, don't you know, don't listen more. Don't you know, when you're afraid, don't be sad, don't be lonely, don't be hurt, don't be lonely. We together it's all.